Her speech goes several hours following Iran's lead, Ayatollah Khamenei, given a set of demands to Europe powers in that he sounded skepticism how they would stay devoted to the 2015 transactions. He as well alerted how Iran would restarting its nuke activities if they unsuccessful to act quickly. This heads of Europe countries say various things. For our economics, we cannot trust on JCPOA and the Europeans, Khamenei told in statements how were published on his formal website. He was relating to the collaborative inclusive schedule of activity, differently named as the Iran nuke consent. Khamenei told the JCPOA could just go on if the Europeans perform 6 facility consisting, promise not to ask Iran on its ballistics rocket program or its provincial activities, ensuring how Iran's oil will go on to be sold out and compensatory for any losses and purchase any remaining stockpile, and possessing Europe banks warranty finance transactions in Iran. If the Europeans stay above our demands, Iran has the order to restart its nuke activities, Khamenei extended. While we see how the JCPOA is worthless, one-way striker is to restarting such halted activities. The US was love Tom and Jerry. Khamenei told Iran had scientific its training session and could no much longer communicate in the US. Talk in Iran by the government officials on environment. Khamenei told the US had developed different policy, economical, war and promotion schemes versus the Muslim Republic, all designed at overthrowing the mode. All their intrigue include unsuccessful. Fair love Tom of the so-known Tom and Jerry animation, and they will failure once again in the next. Iran's Overseas Secretary, Mohammad Javad Zarif, said reporters in Tehran on environment how Iran supporting in Medium East countries was just down there since such countries had queried it. As length as these governments wish us to support our present we will assist, and the aids we ensure is to the gain of the whole planet, Zarif told. Iran has underfunded and furnished authorization forces in Lebanon, Syria and Iraq, as so as Houthi mob in Yemen who are fight pro-Fi government forces. It has as well stipulated for Shiite militias and their officers and political community in neighboring Iraq. Missile strike fired in Saudi Arabia of Yemen are informed to include been given to the mob by Iran. And Israel has supported attacks on its national borders in Lebanon and Syria of Iran-supported forces. We didn't build the listing, they did. He set out at Low 12 facility for Iran to encounter if it requested to escape the morbid stinger of sanctions regime how would involve unparalleled finance blood pressure. Amongst Pompeo's demands, Iran enabling a complete expense and inspection of its nuke program and the constant and verifiable refusal of it, an end to enrich, accessing for the world nuclear power agent in all arms sites through Iran, the end of ballistics rocket dissemination, the produce of all arrested U.S. countrymen, and the end of its supporting to belligerent groups consisting Hamas in the Gaza Strip and Hezbollah in Lebanon. This long of the listing is just a scale of the defame behavior of Iran, Pompeo told in his speaking at Prudent Believe the Legacy basis in Washington, D.C. We didn't build the listing, they did. Currently, blood pressure on allies. In his comments on Monday, Pompeo told he anticipated not just Europe friends to supporting the U.S. policy, yet lot more than rather than how. I wish the Australians, the Bahrainis, the Egyptians, the Indians, the Japan, the Jordanians, the Kuwaitis, the Omanis, the Qataris, the Saudi Arabians, Southward Korea, the UAE and lot other world to accede in the force, he told. But so distant, the responding include been muted. The Europeans and some planet leaders had forced the Whites building not to go off of the transactions. In Merkel, the leaders of Europe and the Europe Association include told they plan to adhere to the transactions. Time leaders in Russia and Turkey embattled the U.S. judgment. Votes of supporting are few, and include so far go of Israelite Main Secretary Benjamin Netanyahu, as so as the leaders of Saudi Arabia and the UAE.